Okay guys, I'm going to tell you a salmon pattern called the Cosseboom. Now, this pattern's perhaps only second to the rat series of flies in their influence. Um, the original pattern was an oval silver tinsel tag, green floss tail for the tail, green floss body, oval silver tinsel for the tail. Now, the body would have been I think it was a green an olive green silk floss Pearsall's. I think it was a Pearsall's 81 or something like that. Grey squirrel tail for the wing, and then a yellow hackle at the front. Now, I'm just going to tie a variant of the original pattern using the modern day materials, if you like, just for the tail and the body. So I'll go ahead and show you how to tie the fly. The hook in the face is a size 12 partridge patriot double. The thread that I'm going to use to tie the fly is uni thread 801 white at the start, just to keep the body as bright as it can. So I'm just going to come in with my thread, get a few turns in, and then remove the waist tag of thread. Now the tag and the rib on the fly is going to be as per the original dressing of the French oval silver tinsel, and this is a size 14 from Vineyards, it's small. So I'm just going to get a length of this off. Now, all I like to do with the oval silver tinsel is I just like to catch it in underneath, a couple of turns, bring the oval silver tinsel underneath the hook, and then I'm just going to run the thread down, tying this in. Now, once I let the thread go, the thread's in line with the point of the hook, and then I'm just going to come around with 4 turns of the oval silver tinsel to create the tag, and on the 5th turn bring it up and in between the hook. Come round with a turn to hold. Now we're going to keep our oval silver tinsel underneath the hook, and we're going to run this up because we're going to fold it back for our rib. Now just run it up the length of the body, fold the oval silver tinsel back on itself, and then just run your thread back down again, tying this in. Now I know it seems like a bit of a waste, an oval silver tinsel. It's not that cheap to buy at times, but I'm telling you, that makes for a strong fly, and you can see that underneath. It's all tied in. That tag, I would literally have to bust. So now that we've got that done, the tail, this here's Glow Bright Floss number 12. This is about 7 strands that I've put together here and then just brushed out. So just after them over the back of the hook, come around with a pinching loop and a couple of turns to hold. Now I'll just come in at this stage and just trim away the excess in a tapered cut. Now at this point, what I do is usually just get my scissors at times, measure the length of the body, measure that over the back, and then just trim the tail the length of the body, because that's the length that I like it. So next, the body material, uni floss and hot green. Like I said at the start of the video, the original pattern was a olive green silk, Pearsall silk. Can't remember if that was an 81 or an 82, but I'm sure somebody will tell me. So I've cut off the length of the uni floss. I'm just going to pull that into the length that I've cut the Glow Bright floss, and then I'm just going to run my thread up, just tying everything in to there. Then we're just going to bring up our floss. Now I just like to run the floss through my fingers just to get it flattened out a bit. One nice tight turn under the tail and tag, and then with your floss, don't be overlapping it, just do one turn in front of the other. If you overlap your floss, at times it bulks the body up. You don't want that. Nice and tight up to there, the length of the body. Come over with a turn to hold and a couple of turns to secure. Come in, trim away the excess. Then we're going to come up with our oval silver, and you're looking 4 turns of the oval silver tinsel onto the body, up to there, 1 turn to hold, a couple of turns to secure, and then we'll come in and we'll trim that away. Now I'm just going to get a bit of thread down to the eye for materials at the front, and then bring the thread back up. Now the wing, The wing is going to be a grey squirrel tail. Right, just want to bring enough out just to make your tail. Just remember, if you're 10, the smaller size is just to reduce the amount of fibre that you're using for your wing. So just take a bunch off the tail. Just going to clear out the rubbish at the bottom because I'm going to stack the squirrel. Just put into the hair stagger tips first. Get it right in there. Give us a rattle on my desk. All the tips have lined up. I'm just going to take it out of the hair stagger. Then just measure this up. Now you can have it as long or short as you like. I'm just going to have my wing just coming back to touch the back end of the Glow Bright Floss tail. Then I'm going to hold it there with my finger and thumb. I'm just going to come in and get a measurement. Trim the excess over my bin. Come in and get the squirrel tail as close to the shank of the hook as possible. I'm going to come around with a pinch and loop. And then another. And one more just to secure it all in. Now, sometimes the hair slips. So I'm just holding it on top here at this point. To there. Now, it has a tendency to pull out and it does slip. So the best thing to do is some varnish or super glue onto the thread. And then just bring the super glue down over the cut ends of the squirrel. Just to make sure it's all secured in. Now the original pattern didn't have flash, but I'm going to put in 2 strands of, this is green crystal flash. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to offer 2 strands right down the side. And then I'm going to come in and fold back the other 2. And I'm going to put them in up onto the top of the wing. I'm going to trim it the length of the wing. And then come in and trim the other 2 lengths down the side. Just a wee bit longer than the wing. Now, at this stage, you're looking at yellow cock haggle. This is just a Chinese cock haggle. And you're just looking at haggle at fibre that sort of way matches up to the fly that you're tying. So just come in, stroke back the fibres to reveal the tip. Offer it up to the hook. One turn to hold, another turn to secure, fold back the tip. Just bring your thread up over the tip and the haggle. And then you can come in and just locate the tip. You can break it away. I'm just going to come in with my scissors and just gently stroke the fibres back. And then I'm just going to do 1 turn in front of the other. I'm only going to put on 2 turns because the fibre is right and thick on this pattern, or on this feather, sorry. So I'm just going to come out with a turn to hold, then a couple of tight turns to secure in the haggle, and then I'm going to come in and just trim off the excess of the haggle. Now, anything that's going forward, just fold it back. I'm going to bring my thread down to the eye. To there. Now I'm going to whip finish off the thread because the head on the fly is red. So just come in with my whip finishing tool, a couple of whip finishes. We'll chin off the white thread. We'll come in with our Glow Bright Floss number 3. And then we're just going to tie up over the white thread, a couple of turns, come in, trim away the excess of the Glow Bright Floss. Just bring the thread up to the hackle. To there. Simply come in with your whip finishing tool again. And just the one whip finishing the way back down. And you can shape the head here at the same time as you bring down your whip finish. Pull the thread or the floss nice and tight. Come in and trim away the excess. Now what we can do is we can come in and we can see what way we're fixed. Now there you go. So just to seal the head up, just come in, we drop a super glue just onto the head of the fly. Right, you don't want this going into your hackle, this gear. It'll just ruin the fly. So just take your time and just take it right round the head. And then once that's dry, I'll come in and stick on a couple of coats of varnish. So like I say guys, it's just a variation on the original pattern. There's many variants of the Cosseboom series of flies. I mean, I think in total there's around about 25 or 30 variants of this pattern. Black, orange, yellow, red, gold, silver, peacock. It's up to you. The fly works. And I've just tied it with these more bright sort of way neon colours in mind for the fish for dalloking at night. So look, give the fly a go and hopefully you can catch you a few fish.